Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Field of Dreams on ACTN. It must be Monday night again, 8 o'clock. My name is Steve David, I'm your host. I have with me a panel of three of our best analysts in football in Trinidad and Tobago. Why? The question is why, and the reason is we had a Dream Team 1, and this show is going to be called Dream Team 2. We had picked the Dream Team 1 with younger players. And I had comments from my viewers. And my viewer says, hey, Steve, let's get people who have seen everybody to select your Dream Team. So that's why we call these three comrades, or what do you call it? The best of the best. Three Rambos in football who is going to give us the real dream team of Trinidad and Tobago football. So at this point, let me take time to introduce them. Right sitting next to me is Jan Stedman. Jan, welcome to the set.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. I know you would enjoy it. And next to Jan is Tansley Thompson. Tansley, my ex-teammate and everything. Welcome to the set.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Welcome. Good to have you again. And next to Tansley is Selby Bronx. Selby, we call him Sweet Boots. Welcome to the set, Sweet Boots.
Thank you, Steve.
All right.
A pleasure.
All right, guys. We had a dream team selected, and we got a lot of feedback from our fans on, well, there's so many other people, and we're going to get this regardless of what we pick. But I want to get from the older heads, so to speak, as to what our real dream team is. We're going to start from goalkeeper, and then we're going to start 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 3 forwards. If you want to do a 4-3-3, which I think is the best. That's what we did in the last show. Rules of the game: they must have played for the national team. They must have, well, some kind of reputation. I mean, you cannot just throw somebody in the dream team because you like them that they're playing in the minor league in your neighborhood. And they must have done something that, and you got to explain to me why you put them on the team as well. You just can't just throw them on the team. Tell the viewers why. All right? Rules are set. Everybody respect everybody's opinion. And we have to make sure that everybody gets a chance to put the inputs in. Okay. So let's go. Let's start with goalkeeping. Any one of you guys can start. Who are the best? We can select maybe the best 3 and we select 1 between us, or whatever. But who are our best goalkeepers? No more than 3 at one position. Who are our best goalkeepers that we've seen in this land?
I have seen Lincoln Phillips, Jean Moutet, and Clyde Burnett. These are the 3 keepers that I, could remember that I was impressed with.
You think they're better than from those guys? And you call 3 guys from the same era.
Yes.
So you telling me that the guys from that era was better than anything you've seen to date? You don't think there's anybody between a period that has met the criteria, the category of these guys? I'll give you a chance to think about it. Let me say, Tansley.
Well, I've seen all of those guys that Jan spoke about, and it's a really tough thing. But
we understand it's tough.
As far as I'm concerned, Lincoln, definitely. The one I just called John Granville, which is a different era coming down the
Lincoln
line.
Phillips.
Lincoln Phillips.
John Granville.
And this might be a little biased, but I played with him for many, many games. Gerald Figaro. And of course, our boy who was on the 6th, who saved in Haiti, Kelvin Barkley.
Like John. You guys stuck in your era.
Nah.
Well,
You're stuck in your era. No problem with that. But are they really the best?
Yes. Well, I agree with those that have been called before. But to widen the pool, and then we could narrow it down.
Yeah.
We should widen the pool with fellas like Earl Carter.
Right.
Of course, Shaka Hislop.
Right.
I have here Mervyn Joseph
Right.
from the Army in those days. So you had Michael Maurice. Yes. And in the present generation, we had Clayton Innes before. And in the present generation, we had Kelvin Jack as well.
Right.
And we have now Marvin Phillip, Jean-Michael Williams, of course. And from that, I would narrow down the three from my perspective as Lincoln, Shaka, and Gerald Figaro.
Lincoln, Shaka, and Gerald.
Yes.
Any different opinions?
Shaka must be called within. I didn't mention Shaka before,
Yeah,
but Shaka must be included.
Yeah.
Shaka was so outstanding, not only playing for Trinidad but in England, and the kind of experience he has. But I have seen the others, and most difficult to score, and those that I call. I have never actually played competitive against him, but I played against Gerald. He was my club mate too. And you just couldn't.
Fantastic.
Pick him out there. He would pick something out of the corner, get down there. Yeah, to score him, you have to hit it down because he was rather tall, but he stick his foot out. So he was very difficult to score on. Lincoln, of course, everybody knows Lincoln. Lincoln,
Outstanding.
very, very outstanding. He had to come up against the best of South, and you have to come good. You're shouting at the guys in front, and you don't get shot. But it is a very difficult to really separate them. John Granville went on to England. I played against him. He played for the Army and was very, very outstanding. He probably didn't have the kind of
Flair.
not the flair, but the attention as these others. But John Granville was excellent. He went on to England, see for years over there, the highest level. You don't see even for Trinidad, you couldn't score on him like that.
But Steve, it's important to note that the Trinidad goalkeepers, through their performance at the CONCACAF and Caribbean level, have been outstanding goalkeepers and could have held their own on any other national team. Now that you see the Navas and in Costa Rica and the like, because any one of them are or were competent in any national team in the CONCACAF, if selected.
Okay, so everybody is giving Lincoln a shot.
Lincoln.
And
I say
everybody-
Gerard Figaro for one reason. The reason that was Gerard was that 74 World Cup qualifier in Haiti, and he was outstanding.
No, but Kelvin.
Kelvin saved as well.
Kelvin saved
Most of the
most
games.
of the
games. And K. Barkley, Killer Mace was it. And one of the things that your goalkeepers gave you was that confidence from behind that you were sure you were well defended and well supported.
Protected. Yeah.
Let me hear you, Jan. What do you think?
Earl Carter impressed me years ago. When I first came home, I went up to Mount St. Benedict's. And on my way back, I saw this guy in the field right below
Training.
at 12 o'clock. And this guy was kicking ball at him, and I said, but who is this guy, you know? So I went down closer, and he more or less he was like a professional already.
Yes.
And that was amazing to me. First person in Trinidad I have seen as a youth. And
That commitment.
he went on to good things, you know. But like Lincoln was a key man, like I said, and Carter, well, like we mentioned, Hislop. These are the guys that went on. I called Chamute because I knew him, you know, playing with him in the national team. And most of these guys, I really didn't play with them. And with playing with these players, then you will know how effective they are as a goalkeeper. Because I could remember Lincoln telling me, hey, watch that guy, telling next guy, hold, watch, you know. And this is what you will look at.
Commanding,
Directing you,
defense,
yes.
you know.
Last
Yeah.
man in defense. And these fellas will, you know.
And that's part of goalkeeping.
No,
too.
but if that's the case, then you have to play with it. You can't pick the team then because you haven't played with the younger guys. So the younger guys might be right about picking their players.
You-
Who's playing now? I'm talking about what we go in the stand and we eyeball, and
Well-
we see based on our experiences. So is Lincoln the best thing we've seen in Trinidad
I will
football?
say that. I will say that.
Or is Earl Carter? Or is who? Who is our
I
the
will
best
say
thing we've seen?
Lincoln.
Shaka.
I will say
Who?
Lincoln.
Who?
I would go with Lincoln.
Lincoln is better than Shaka.
Yes.
Lincoln is better than Earl Carter.
Yes.
Lincoln is better than John Granville. Tansley?
I would think they are on par, but I will give Lincoln
Okay.
the edge
Lincoln.
because I think Lincoln has
So
played
Lincoln
for a
is
longer
better.
period, you know.
So we could fairly go out saying Lincoln is the best goalkeeper that we ever seen. Better than Pat Gomez.
From
everybody.
60s coming
From
forward.
64.
There was
yeah.
Pat and Cax Batiste and those
No,
before.
not back there.
Joey Gonzalez and
No,
so on.
we're going
But
forward.
we're going
But if you
from
wanna go back
independence
to
coming
Lion in the
forward.
Cage, I never saw it, but
Right.
from reports, Lion in the Cage, the fellas is
So
awesome.
it's fair to
But what we
agree.
have seen, and I think Lincoln Phillips,
Lincoln
Would
Phillips.
stand out
Yeah.
as the national goalkeeper.
Okay,
And
so
if you put a
yeah.
consensus through all the footballers, I feel that it's very likely that Lincoln Phillips will prevail as
Outstanding.
As
Yes.
goalkeeper.
Okay. And so the younger generation was very fair now. You guys are fair because those younger guys picked Lincoln Phillips.
They did.
They did.
Very excellent.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
So we go in with Lincoln Phillips as the best goalkeeper we ever had. Now let's go to the defenders. We have four. We're going to give you a chance to talk four in the back. We can talk the two stoppers and two wing backs, however you want to do it. But we got four defenders we need to pick. Throw some names at us and let's dissect it.
Well, we wouldn't go too far. I want to call
Let Johnny take the lead again.
yeah. But
Yeah, let
I
Johnny
will-
stick.
But no, I was just going to call. You could write John into that.
Okay, well, give us your four
All right,
defenders. What do you think is your
I like Tyrone de Labastide.
as a stopper?
No, you're going to stop us. Well, he was.
No, anyway,
He
where you gonna
played-
stay? Where you gonna play him? In time to think, Dancy.
Yeah. Selwyn Morin. Definitely is one of the best I have seen. I played against him, seen him play, seen him defend against. Selwyn was.
I can hardly hear you, but
Selwyn
Yeah.
Doc Morin was
True.
class act
okay.
as a leader and a defender. Again, channeling, making work easy for
Okay.
the others. I would like to see Tyrone Labastide coming on, and surprisingly, someone who I have a very high regard for and must be called in that, very unassuming, Lawrence Rondon. Right?
Barney.
Yeah, I think he was excellent, very unassuming, but you didn't get him past. I mean, having played against him, watch him play on the national team, I thought he was excellent. Coming into, I think our captain, Clayton Morris, don't mind he was a little on the small side, but a leader and a great defender coming from behind. You
Okay.
can't recall times fellas just running through him. You ain't passing through. You're not going to pass through him easily. Again, it's a very difficult. I'm trying to be as fair as possible looking at the era. But you can't help but you find yourself being a little biased to the people you played with or you've seen in that playing against you. And I think that suffices to say.
Okay. What do you think, Selby?
Well, in fairness, as we sit here on the panel, I have to call one of the defenders, the Trinidad defenders, who was invited out to the New York Generals turn Cosmos early o'clock, and he's sitting right here, John Stedman, right here.
Right.
Janice. And then I would always like to go to the present and work ourselves back. Yes? You have the present defenders, Jovin Jones, you have young Caesar, you have Edwards, you have Carlos Edwards from the time before, Daniel Cyrus, Aubrey David, and you're coming forward, Brent Sancho, Dennis Lawrence, Marvin Andrews, you know. You have Rudafa Abubakar, you have a host of the guys there. I'm seeing Kevin George and so on coming forward, you know. But those that stand out from Ansel Elcock, worth mentioning, the persons who stand out for me in the defense goes again back to the likes of Selwyn Marine, Cedric Figaro. I've already called John. Ray Moraldo. There was a fellow who I think we all know, and we will zoom in on the left back position, who is none other than the elder brother of Steve, Arnim David. Arnim, you had in that position at left back, Arnim, Winston B. Phillip, young Marvin Fostin. They were outstanding left backs. And yes, Tyrone and Shaw, Russell Teixeira, and as you said, Clayton Morris. But we have to zoom in on 4.
Right.
Who are your best 2 midfielders for me?
No.
No, sorry. No, center of the defense. The
Central
2
defenders.
center defenders. And I'll put Selwyn Marine and next to him, Cedric Figaro.
Okay.
I will have Ray
Raymond
out
Moraldo.
in Los Angeles, no, outside. Ray Moraldo.
Right.
Raymond, Faisabad intermediate days, at 68, intercall days. And at left back, I would have John Stedman.
What would you, John?
Well, I will say my central defenders, we forgot Bertrand Grell,
But
Percy,
I have him in midfield.
and oh, you have a midfield.
Yes.
And Celis Figaro.
Butu.
So those are the 2 you
Yeah,
think is the best.
these are the 2
Okay.
that, you know.
And the wing backs.
Well, I have to call myself as a wing back. And the next wing back I had, was impressive to me was Hugh Mulzac.
Oh, yes.
That is a guy that I really
Colts,
took. Yeah,
North,
yeah.
Trinidad, Bandy Leg.
And he was my mentor, you know. And I always look at him as one of the top players on the national team, especially when Port of Spain come to San Fernando. I used to be at the back looking at him, and I was quite
Dynamos,
impressed.
QRC. Big.
We're gonna have
Dynamos, QRC made Trinidad from a teenager.
a.
Skerrit.
All right. Yeah.
Skerrit.
If you can't remember him, he must have not have been that important.
No.
Okay.
Outstanding and made a national team from under 19.
Okay. Here what? We got to come up with 4 defenders.
The best 4.
So anything you give me now has to be your best pick, right? So let's think about it. We'll take a break. When we come back, you're gonna give me or between us, we're gonna decide who the 4 best defenders are.
Indeed.
Viewers, we'll be right back after the show.
Think of that game. Brian Williams, look at the only man who was just going to come and getting the ball over. He was just, and this remains in. So I can't argue with that. That to me is, and he's a full-fledged wing back, right wing back.
We are inspired. We are practiced. We learn. We have challenges. We are supported. We persevere. And we shine. This is our commitment to you.
welcome back, viewers. Hey guys, before the break, man, we were talking about who our best 4 defenders are. I gotta tell you guys, those young guys was easier to deal with than you guys. You guys see too much people, man. So we need to do better, man. We need to break this down
Break
better.
it down, yeah.
So I need the final 4. The final 4 in defenders. So just give me the final 4. I'll let each of you guys give me your final 4, and then we would see if we need to add or subtract. All right? So where we want to start? John, you?
My final 4 will be myself. I put it at first. I have Sellers Figaro, Bertrand Grell, and Mulzak.
Hugh Mulzak.
Hugh Mulzak.
All right, and so he would be the right back, you would be the left back, and Bertrand and Sellers would be the center backs.
Center back.
Okay, what's yours, Tansy? Tansy, you keep reading. What happened? You the
No, I
library?
just watching us. It's a very. You see, I'll tell you something. I've been around from that to now. As a matter of fact, up to 2 years ago, I was playing in Northwood, and I played a lot with Carlos Edwards. I think highly of him, but I can't include him in my national. He is a fantastic. So I am looking at this, and I'm trying to wait and try not to be biased towards the older heads, right?
Yeah.
And that is, and we ain't reached the problem party yet,
Well,
right?
we only can pick 4,
Yeah,
man.
we could only pick 4.
So I mean, there's hundreds of people went through this.
There's no doubt about it.
Okay.
And I would like to just put in Tyrone Labastide in place of Hugh Mulzak.
So you put in Tyrone at right full back.
Yeah. Well, one of the
Give me your 4.
Tyrone Labastide.
At what position?
He could play at left back. He could play at sub. He's utility, but he
I
will fit in
understand.
the
In
team.
your 4, give me your 4.
I like Selwyn Morin,
Selwyn Morin.
right? We did call
Hugh Mulzak.
no
Tyrone Labastide.
Tyrone.
2.
Of course,
John Stedman.
Yeah, I call him
3.
first.
Okay.
And my last, but I say not least, I would like to include in my 4 Sellers. I call Sellers, right?
Figaro.
Sellers Figaro, Selwyn Morin, John Stedman, and Tyrone Labastide. That's my
Selwyn
platform.
Morin, Sellers Figaro, Tyrone Labastide,
and John
and Jan Stedman.
How we do it there, whether because I've seen him play at stopper, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen Tyrone Labastide at stopper, right stopper, left wing back. I played against him, and he must be in my back line. He must be. So with Selwyn Morin and Sellers Figaro there, I think we airtight in my opinion. That's how I would use my team. If I have to choose my team, that those guys must be.
Who's
my
your right back?
I would either use.
Not either. Who you using?
I would use. I have seen him play there too. I would use either John.
Jan is the left back.
Yeah, he played
How you
there.
gonna use him
No, I have
both?
him at the left back. But I can put Tyrone Labastide and use Celery's outside and Selvin. What I'm trying to do, in my opinion, they may not be to make sure my defense is
Tansley,
airtight.
we selecting a dream team.
Yeah.
You
But
need to give
they are
me-
my defenders.
Let me let Selby help you,
Right.
and then we'll come back. Come on, Selby, help Tansley, because Tansley is giving me trouble here.
4.
I will give trouble.
2 stoppers in the center, 2 tall stoppers, Selwyn Marine, Celeris Figaro.
Okay,
Left wing back, John Stedman.
okay.
Right wing back, Ray Moraldo.
Right.
That's me.
You see
That's the
that-
best
that
last
thing?
4.
Yeah, but I
Do
would,
that for me.
I would,
Yeah.
I would not pick. Rima,
Whoever
Not-
you pick,
not who you
do
pick.
exactly
No,
that.
that's
I
what
give
I'm
you the,
saying,
give you
right?
the slate.
right? I would use as the stoppers,
Selwyn Morin.
Selwyn Morin, and
Who?
Celery's Figaro.
Selwyn and Sellers. Okay.
And I would use
Jan Stedman.
John Spennon as the and and I would still have Tyrone de Labastide.
At right back.
Yeah, I'll put him as right back.
Okay, so let me play devil advocate here now. So, Marvin Foston, you guys don't see him being on this team.
Yes.
Who's the other guy to pick at right back? That was our strike squad guy.
Yes. Yes. Right wing back overlapping.
Right.
Locks.
Right. He's not
Brian
gonna-
Williams.
Brian Williams.
So Brian is not going to be on the squad.
No.
I have high regard for
Okay.
him, but I don't think he will make me.
You see,
My final
there's
select.
and that's excellent that you asked that.
Right.
The outstanding ones right behind those that I've chosen as the best for me would be fellas like Marvin Foston at left back, Brian Williams, Michael, our boy, Clayton Morris
Clayton, yeah.
as stopper. You had Russell Teixeira in that batch too, but they
But it-
are just under what is for me the cutting edge of
Right.
those who you cannot get through.
So
Yeah.
this panel,
Nice.
cutting edge, we have Selwyn Moran.
Yes,
Everybody picked Selwyn. Sellers Figaro.
Sarah Dibutu.
Everybody picked Sellers except Jan. You picked
I
Sellers.
pick Sellers, yeah.
Okay, Sellers. That's two. Who did everybody
Jan
put at
said
right
one.
back?
Everybody
Huh?
picked-
Everybody
left
picked
back.
Jan.
Well, they have him as left.
Jan
I
at left
introduced
back.
him, well, I've seen them play in every position.
Position.
Okay, so
Coming from.
everybody picked three guys. Those three.
So we looking
Jan,
at
Selwyn, Sellers.
and we looking
And the
at the
fourth
right
one,
back.
we
Which
had
would be the right
we
back?
had
We had variance in the
Difference
right
in-
back. Yes.
So we had
I have Ray
before-
Moraldo.
you have Ray Moraldo. Tansdy had Tyrone de Labastide. And Jan, you had Hugh Mulzac. All right, since we cannot decide on, because we have three different, we have Hugh Mulzac, we have Tyrone de Labastide, and we have
Ray Moraldo.
Ray Moraldo. So we at a standstill, and we had a deadlock. And guess who is going to break that deadlock?
Of course.
Well, let's hear you. Well, that will be a welcome input. Welcome input. Let me hear you.
Welcome.
Brian Williams.
Brian.
Brian.
The right back. Okay. All right.
Well, we can't argue with that.
No, because I think, and why is Brian had versatility. He could defend. He could attack. He has knowledge. He's smart. I played against him. And I think every one of you that you guys call,
Yes.
worth that.
Can I?
But Brian Williams to me,
Well, let me just
yeah.
make an input there. Let's recall that November 19th, right? Brian Williams was probably the most outstanding player, including all the young Americans and Trinidadians. When you think of that game, Brian Williams looked like the only man who was just going and coming, getting the ball over. He was just, and this remains, and so I can't argue with that. That to me is, and he's a full-fledged wing back, right wing back. So for me, I will accept that, and coming from you too, it means that is a lot of knowledge coming.
I'll accept that,
There's
yeah.
evidence that all the eras from 1990, all the youngsters who were 10 years old or 5 years, would remember Brian Williams' name and his performance in that losing game. So I will go with that.
All right. So you go with it. What about the rest of the guys?
I will go with it.
Well, if you have other names, throw it out.
No, there's other guys who have. I am very satisfied with Brian playing the right wing back. I mentioned him before, and there are others who have seen perform at that right wing back as well,
Okay.
creditably,
Or like
the same Clayton Morris
Right.
moving out to the wing back position, like Russell Teixeira playing in that right wing back position, yes, and I like Ansel Elcock playing either wing back. He has been outstanding. And There are others here. Marvin Foston, although he was on the left side, could do either wing back for you.
I've seen a lot of them
But
interchange, you know.
I will stand out with Ray Moraldo.
Raymond.
Because I want a solid four at the back, and Ray in his matches representing Trinidad was at that time what we had seen, not only the fact that we were playing for the number 1 position in CONCACAF, the 74 World Cup qualifiers. Brian was playing in the team for the number 3 position in CONCACAF. Both outstanding. I will give Ray Moraldo the edge.
Okay.
I'll give Raymond the edge. Not taking anything from Brian.
Right.
Rest assured. Yes.
John, you're a fullback. And other than Hugh Mulzac, do you have any other player that you think?
Well, Moraldo, and like he said, Brian Williams, which I have seen very little of, but just with the World Cup team, I will go with them. These are the guys that.
I want to just make mention of a guy that we failed of. His name was Anthony Roger.
Roger?
Roger, yes.
Okay.
He went on to great things. And I saw him play. I played against him and tower strength.
Roger.
You know, this is such a
Marvin
difficult,
Andrews and the
difficult
boys
thing
at
to
the
pick
back there.
From then to now, a lot of guys that we have even made mention of, and as we go along, they come to mind. Anthony Roger was extremely outstanding. You know.
There is
According
young Sheldon Bato. I saw Dennis Lawrence use him there, normally at stopper. He is a well-rounded player, but again, it's not that cutting edge when we come to the last 4. He has more work to do.
Your phrase,
That's my
creme
view.
de la creme.
Yes, the creme de la creme. Yeah.
And he didn't make the creme de la creme.
You know, and those of in the old days, you had fellas like Alwyn Ferguson and the Turton brothers.
And the Turton brothers,
You know, so it is that we have seen it all, and we're talking about the fellas who you are sure any forward will think 5 and 6 times before approaching them.
Okay, so back 4 is official between us.
Yes,
Is Jan on the left,
yes,
Brian Williams on the right,
correct.
and Sellers Figaro and Selwyn Morin in the middle.
The Butu and the skip.
Yes?
Solid. Yes.
Okay. So now we need to move, according to you, Tansley, to the more difficult position.
That is hot water. That is hot water.
All right. So
That is
let's
hot,
go.
hot water.
Let's start.
That we agree on.
No.
No.
I want to hear everybody's
We're going to
opinion.
hear what there are certain men that.
So start. Give me your opinion, and then we would break it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Midfielders.
You're still studying that magazine,
Well,
Stanley.
you see, when you look at it and I have studied it, I've
Yeah.
seen them. And
Three
let me put my
midfielders.
first one in that must be there. Fit and well, Leroy De Leon.
Okay. So I'll leave it
Must
there.
be there. Right? Of the other places, it's very, very tough. I'm going to call some guys here that was so good for the little time that a fellow called Elliot Allen, one called Leon Carpet, Eddie Aliong, right?
That's my pick.
Eddie Aliong. Now, that's why I'm talking these things are coming forward now to
All right. Let me
Russell
hear.
Atapi.
Okay.
Right? So it.
All right. You turn out names. Give me some names, Selby.
My name. And I like to start from the early era. You have fellas that are playing now, the Karim Highlands. You had Dwight York before in midfield, coming forward. You have Kevin Molino in midfield as well. Andre Boko. You have the likes of David Naked.
Naked.
You have Chris Burchell. You have Angus Eve, who played 100 caps for Trinidad. You have Otis Whitley now, Marcus Joseph, Denzel Tibol, who played a decent game for us, yes. Arnold Dorica stood out in his era and time. Lester Peltier, who I think is still around. Jamel Gay. Yes. Houghton Hector. Good midfielder. Yes. And I am looking at those fellas. Brent Rahim had some very good games in the midfield in his time there. Little Anthony Wolf. But having gone through all of them, I have seen them.
Right.
You have the likes of a fella called Bertrand Grell.
Right.
My number one midfielder to start with is Everett Gally Cummings.
Okay.
Once Everett is in the center of my midfield, I feel good.
Okay, hold for a second. I'll take a break.
Yes.
When you come back, you can give me your other two midfielders.
Good.
Viewers will be right back after this.
Everett is your number one.
Leroy DeLeon, of course. Russell Latapie. And a fella, the last of the Red Men, Leon Carpet,
Okay.
to cover my midfield.
Right.
But then, if I wanted all of them, you had to play four in the midfield.
We are inspired. We are practiced. We learn. We have challenges. We are supported. We persevere. And we shine. This is our commitment to you.
Okay, welcome back, viewers. Hey, guys, before the break, Selby, you said Everett Gally Cummings
Yes.
is number one, and then you had to give us two more.
Two others.
Let's go.
And I give two from these. I'll mention their names and then I'll tell you who the other two are.
Okay.
The names are Sedley Joseph,
Okay.
it's the skip. Leroy DeLeon, of course. Russell Latapie, and a fella, the last of the Red Men, Leon Carpet,
Okay.
to cover my midfield.
Right.
But then, if I wanted all of them, you had to play four in the midfield.
Right.
But we only playing three.
Right.
So it would be Everett, Leroy, and Russell.
Everett, Leroy, and Russell.
Yes.
Good. Jan?
My four,
Three.
my three. Okay.
You can call four. but
Leon-
it's
Yeah.
At the end, if you pick three.
Leroy DeLeon,
Yes.
Latapie, Tall Griffith.
Oh, look at that. Yes.
You have to make up.
Tall Griffith.
Yes.
And
Do I played in the 60s?
yeah.
Yes, but earlier than 66.
earlier than 60
He
yeah,
played
Doyle
earlier
earlier
than
than
the 64, the 66 World
So
Cup
we went
qualifiers.
from 64
We have to
to
leave out
64,
Doyle.
okay, I had to leave out Doyle.
Yes.
So, well, I had to leave out Eddie Allen also.
Yeah, Jalma.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Eddie
Jalma
as well.
played,
Yeah.
but yeah.
What about Sedley?
No, sir.
Said
yeah,
he
no,
played
he
in
played in
66. Yeah,
But
qualifiers.
When Eddie played,
So it was DeLeon,
Same thing, 66
Latapie.
qualifiers.
we call it the other coach.
as midfielders again, boy. Yeah, Cheshire, he was a midfielder.
He played midfield.
Gally
Defender more.
Yeah.
and Dwight York.
Okay, so you have Dillion. So
Who are
of
your
those
three?
four, Dillion, Latapie, Gally, and Dwight,
York.
who would be the
3.
three?
Oh, out of the three.
Out of that four,
yeah.
you need to give me three.
Out of that four, I'd give you three.
You have
Dillion.
Dwight, Dillion, Latapie, and
Eddie.
He didn't call
No,
Sedley.
yeah, I leave out Eddie. Well,
no, yes, Dillion,
no,
Latapie.
Dilly, Latapie, Cummings and York.
Yes.
Four. So
Cummings and
I'll have to leave out
Take your time.
Yeah,
Who's yours
I'll take
again?
out my time there.
De Leon,
Dillian,
Latapi,
Latapi,
and Gali.
and Galley. Okay, and Shelby, yours is Dillian, Latapi, and Galley.
Yes.
And yours is Dillian, Latapi, Galley, and York. You have to take
I'll
one
take
out.
out one out.
You don't have no time.
All right. Well, I know Gali as a forward. I never really, you know.
Okay,
Yeah. So I'll have to take out Gali.
so you take Galley.
Yeah, I know him as a
so
forward.
you said
yeah.
Dillian, Latapi, and York.
And you.
Okay, so you got voted 2-1. So if you get outvoted 2-1,
You come in now.
who me?
No.
Well, no, it's you're 2-1. So York will make the midfield then.
No.
Dillian, Latapi, and Galley. And I personally think Dillian, Latapi, and Galley is there is no
enough.
question.
Yeah,
Yes,
in my
yes,
mind.
yes, yes.
That is the
Yes.
best three creme de la creme we had in this country. Because there's a lot of good people. I mean, Selby
There's
called
a
a
lot.
lot of good
There's a
people.
lot,
Selby
yeah.
called
That Leon Carpet. Top
not
of the line.
Leon, Whitley. You call him
Otis Whitley, yes,
I
yes.
saw this
Good players,
unbelievable.
good players. Otis Whitley, Denzel Theobald, David Naked.
Not kid.
Those are
David.
You see, at midfield, that responsibility, ability to read the game, to move forward, to go back, to even motivate your teammates. Come, fellas, let's go in, get in the first
There's
tackle.
a guy that
Those are the guys.
I want to put in a name here.
Tell me.
That I don't know how often he played for Trinidad, but highest class. Ian Bain. I don't know if
Of
you ever-
course,
He was,
Ian.
yeah.
Of
But,
Ian is a workhorse
one-
in midfield.
Why?
No, I will say
Dominate.
that to me, Ian Bain was more or less a Eddie Ali Young type.
Yes.
I know, but I didn't mention him because we talk about national players. You know, I don't think.
Yes, and Ian didn't do a lot of national honors. So anyhow, we have time now to move forward.
This is also
So let's move forward to the forwards.
Oh,
So who wants to start? We need 3 forwards.
I've given you 2 of the bats. Steve David and Sammy Llewellyn.
And if you don't call my name, you still get an opportunity to come back in the set. So don't have
calling
to
it.
call Steve David. All right?
I
Okay.
calling it
All right.
because I know, and if you wasn't here, if I don't care what they tell me, Steve
Okay.
David and Sammy Llewellyn I played with against.
So your 3 is...
No, that's 2.
Oh, that's
the
2.
other one, I'm thinking of a lot of the others.
Okay.
They have the likes of, we say same Dwight York, we have the same. We have Stone John,
Right.
right? Stone John was awesome. I think because of his ability and everything, and the number of goals he has scored for Trinidad, I would want to go for Stone John as my third. He
Okay.
scored a lot of goals for Trinidad. A lot of. And that's what you want out of a forward. Those guys I call there, they're giving you goals every match they play.
Okay, so
Am
you
I
have...
right?
Well, you
Am I
have...
right? I don't care who you're playing against in the world. You have Sammy Llewellyn, Steve David, and Stone John. You're getting goals. You could guarantee you that.
You hear that, Selby?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your take on it?
My take. Again, I like to go back and recap.
Right.
Don't forget, leave out Archie.
After recap with the guys. Yes?
Archie.
That's my
So what we have? We have Kenwin Jones, we have Conor Glenn, Jason Scotland, we have Leonson Lewis, we have Willis Plaza.
Ron Lafferty.
Yes.
Ron
Ron
Lafferty.
Lafferty,
Goal scorer.
Berta Neptune, Leo Brewster, Wilfred Cave. We have
But that-
Evans Wise. We have Cordell Cato. We have here Trevin Caesar. We have Levi Garcia at 19. We have young Botswain. Yes. Kevin Carter, I called already. Marcus Joseph.
Yeah,
Your
but these
boy.
guys haven't made the mark yet.
Yes,
They have to
but
make
you
the
see,
mark.
that is one of the things. But they're worthy of mention because their game is at a good level.
Okay.
But I'm saying that
Creme de la
why
creme.
I'm calling all this is to say clearly that you have some. There are too many persons being selected to the national team willy-nilly,
Okay.
and fellas are not afforded the opportunity to
prove that.
lay their stakes down and defend their turf. A national nucleus of 30 who could carry you for 20 years or a decade. You're not seeing that anymore. Yes? So when we look back at the whole spectrum, and I'm saying that to say those who were cutting edge, like Ron Laforet, Bert Neptune, yes, we have the likes of a fellow called Sammy Llewellyn,
Definitely.
a fellow called Kelvin Barassa,
Kelvin Barassa.
a goal scorer who clearly had been seeing us playing all the time, and his name is Stern John. Left
Yes,
and right
but
foot and knows how
very
to score.
and strong.
We have a fella called Ulrich Buggy Haynes. Yes? And then, I am not playing him in midfield. I want him up front. That is Mr. Dwight York, who knows how to score a goal. I understand the coach is looking for a player and he has Stern on the bench. But that's so much. He's looking for a goal scorer. Yes.
So who is it for?
And, of course, I have to go offset before I come on set. There is the fellow who no national team in Trinidad can start without it, and his name is Warren Mr. Lagado Archibald. And following in his footsteps, another fellow from close by in Point Forte named Steve David. You know him?
No, I don't know.
So
Well,
Steve, so
who
my
getting
three
goals from that?
forwards to start Trinidad team. Up front, Warren Archibald, Steve David, and Dwight York.
That's your three.
Warren Archibald, Steve David, and Llewellyn.
Sammy Noah.
Sammy Llewellyn.
So we got Warren, Steve, and Sammy.
I have
Steve, Sammy, and
Steve, Sammy, and Stern John.
Stern John. And we have Warren.
You have Dwight York.
You
I have Warren,
Steve,
Warren,
Steve,
Dwight York,
and Dwight.
and Dwight. So we have one Dwight, one Stern,
and yeah, one Stern, yeah.
and everybody, and you pick, he picked
You think
Steve, Archibald,
Archie, Steve,
and Sammy.
and Sammy.
and Sammy.
Sammy has 2 picks. He didn't pick Sammy. He dropped Sammy. He
I
had
didn't
Sammy.
pick
Everybody
Sammy.
pick Archie?
Eh?
No.
Everybody had Archie?
No.
I had
He
Archie.
picked Archie. I picked.
Oh, you didn't
didn't
have
pick
Archie?
No, he didn't.
I
Okay,
have
so there's a
Stern
little
John.
cross up on Archie. So we have 2 Sammy, 2 Archie,
To Archie.
3 Steve, and then we had Stern John, 1 Stern John,
And one
Dwight.
and 1 Dwight.
Dwight.
So, talk it up, guys.
All right, let's look at Dwight. Dwight, a very good goal scorer. But the fellow who is delivering, we talking about in England where all of us saw him perform at the highest level. The other fellow delivering.
Go ahead, I have 5 minutes to wrap this up.
Yes.
So,
This boy, the midfielder boy, who would put that ball there, Dwight, you're going to score it. And it looked, I remember all the goals. I used to keep that. But to make goals, to create goals, those guys are Stern John will score for you. You check back the records almost every. Friend Ben Hacker, he was the man to score latter. He come on and deliver the ball, he put it in the back of the net. Crisis situation. You know, what's the boy name? Who crossing a ball and putting it there for you. He's doing it that over and over. So I say, yes, Dwight York. Dwight York is outstanding. He's nationally known all over. But to make the goals, create the goals, Stern John giving you goals. How many? I think he must be leading goal scorer still.
Yes.
For Trinidad.
Yes.
How we going?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
with all the fellas that we call.
But he
Stern
played
John.
more games than those boys. Eh? He played a lot of
Well,
games.
well, we could look at that, but he
but
has to
he's
be.
making his case. So,
He
so,
has to be.
so
because
that's
of the
your case
number
for
of-
Stern.
Yeah.
I like Sterney as a player.
So we have,
Sterney is good, cutting edge. But that choice between Dwight and Stern, I even feel Stern might say, give Dwight the nod.
You can't talk for Stern.
I am not
You
saying.
say Stern might say, give back.
I say.
I am saying, you will say Stern might say that.
I hope he does.
we're running
Well,
out of
5
time,
minutes.
guys.
We're running out of
I need
time.
to get this
Yeah,
done.
yeah. I'm going with Warren.
Uh-huh.
Nobody could challenge Warren. Steve David and Dwight York.
Leave out Sammy.
Yeah. I'm leaving out Sammy. I'm leaving out Stern. I'm leaving out Kelvin Barassa.
Okay.
I'm leaving out Wilfred Cave.
You got mine again?
I'm leaving out Ron Nafari. I'm leaving out Bert Neptune.
all right,
You hear
all
the
right.
cutting edge that we're leaving out?
But we had to get this thing
Yeah.
done. Sammy Llewellyn, Steve David, and Stone John.
And you were who?
You? I am Warren Archibald, Steve David,
Right.
and Dwight York.
And Dwight York's different.
Steve David, Warren Archibald, and Llewellyn.
Okay, so we have 2 Stephen Warren. So Stephen Warren should be
Inside.
inside.
Wait,
So we need one more.
We have 2, wait. We have 2 Sammy Llewellyn,
Who's the 2 Sammy Llewellyn?
both of us.
And 2 Sammy Llewellyn.
Yeah, 2 Sammy Llewellyn.
Okay.
We have 1 Stone John. You didn't pick Stone.
No.
No.
Right, we have 1 Stone John.
So you have 2 Sammys.
1 Dwight York, 1 Stone John.
All right.
That's it. So the ball in your court now. What is your
No, it's
view?
picked itself.
All right. Well,
No, it's picked.
No, it didn't pick yet.
You have 2, 2, and 2.
no, I can't get involved if my name is.
You
in the-
can,
in the
yes.
pot.
You
So
have
you
2,
guys
2,
need
and
to
2.
decide. I mean, between 3 you guys, you guys are selectors.
Yes.
Give me 3 people. Go ahead with 3
minutes.
people. I give you 1 minute to decide on 3 people for that spot.
All right. Dwight York.
Selby?
Not all right, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead quickly.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well,
Between
we
all
al-
you guys.
we
give me
already
3
have, and
people.
it's
We have
agreed.
Sammy Llewellyn, Steve
Warren
David.
and
Any
Steve.
3.
No,
Any 3. Give me 3.
Sammy.
My 3? Warren, Steve David, and Dwight York. That's my 3.
But you want one from 3 of us to pick one.
1.
Between 3 you guys, but
You-
that he's giving you his squad. If you
Right,
guys
well,
don't like it,
I give them mine too. Steve
I know, but you guys had to
Sammy
talk it up
Llewellyn,
now
and
to
Stone
decide
John.
it.
Yeah,
And I
you
give the
decide.
reason why Stone John is my pick.
So you're saying
And we have very little time left.
Stern instead of Dwight, and Sammy. So we have to pick one of Stern, Dwight, and Sammy.
Not Sammy, Archie.
All right, I tell you what
Archie
we're
is
gonna do.
2. Archie's already
Viewers,
in.
this is what we're gonna
Archie
do.
and Steve are in.
Sammy has 2.
All right, decision
Sammy's
made.
in.
Decision made. Decision
Sammy's
made.
in.
Oh, you guys blew it. Viewers, they blew it. You
Sammy's
send
in.
us in your top 3 strikers so we can add it to these guys' squad. Maybe this disappoint you guys. You guys thought the older guys would have known better. Maybe we need to think about it again. The younger guys. I want to give a shout out to Anthony Reyes,
Yes.
to Curtin Charles,
Anthony.
Louis Charles, and Wayne Alexander, who had sent in some dream teams for us and who had made comment, especially Wayne Alexander. Wayne, you were the one who says bring guys from that era to the present,
Yes.
and they let you down, buddy.
No.
So we see what happens.
We've done a lot of work
Send
here.
us in some information. Okay, we have come to the end of another edition of Field of Dreams and ACTN. Thank you so much, ACTN, for giving us the opportunity. Thank you, panel,
Thank
for
you.
confusing me now that I don't know what's going on. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. Show is ended. Go in peace. We do have an email address, fieldofdreamtt@gmail.com, and we do have a Facebook page. Check us out. Show is ended. Go in peace. Good night.